Hey my friend and fellow trader, it's Will here over at Pips and Gains, and welcome back to another weekly Forex performance review. In today's video we're going to be going over the trade setups that I took this week in my weekly swing group. We're going to go through the setups, the reason behind it, and the actual trading results. So before we get into the video, if you are new or you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, simply hit the subscribe button now and show your support for the channel. So let's get into today's video. First off, if you haven't followed me on TradingView either, head over to TradingView and follow me there. You will be able to access my TRFX indicator that we discuss in this video, absolutely free, when you follow me on TradingView. So let's get a drink of water. Then we'll head into the spreadsheet. Okay, this is the setups that triggered this week. We had 5 trades for a total of a whopping 680 pips. Okay, some nice moves this week, and we're going to discuss them. We missed a few manual trades also, which were pretty good. Finally, the British pound Kiwi that I've discussed in the previous few videos dropped hugely this week. It didn't go to my entry price, but we did get a trigger on a manual setup with the TRFX indicator. And so these are the results. A huge trade on the Euro Kiwi, 250 pips. Euro Swiss franc was against us majority of the week. It came back and we closed it out with a break even. Huge trade on the British pound Japanese yen, 270 pips. Swiss franc or Kiwi Swiss franc, 30 pips, and then another beautiful trade on the Swiss franc Japanese yen. British pound Kiwi, it dropped massively this week, and again Euro JPY came within 10 pips of my entry price and then plummeted, but we also got a manual signal with it on the TRFX indicator, which we will discuss. So that was it, 680 pips. The best thing about this is that the management of these positions was fully automated this week for the first time. All we had to do in the trading group was enter the pending orders on Sunday evening or Monday morning, depending where you are in the world, and simply let the new trade manager robot AI do the work for us, moving trades to break even and closing all positions by the end of the trading week. So finally I've been able to fully automate the weekly swing setups, which is fantastic. If we head into the signal group on Telegram, you can see that we've been posting here. Already on Tuesday we're up 500 pips. Okay, excellent. And then today when we closed them all manually, and you can see the thumbs up and the likes from our members. Okay, so great stuff. And what we're going to do now is look at the actual setups. I'm going to basically share with you the setups and the reasons behind them. So first one I'm going to look at is the manual on the Euro. Also, the Euro Aussie came within 60 pips off our entry price. So Euro JPY. So heavily to the upside on this. Again, we're looking to sell. Get my weekly swing positions. They're not long-term trades and they're not super short-term trades. They last anywhere from 1 to 3 trading days. That's why we use the higher time frame charts to look for entries. So basically, I was looking to sell this week at this resistance in here. Okay, market moved above it. If we zoom into the weekly charts and we move across, we have kind of weekly lows there, resistance. and then I think that's where price started the week. What I wanted to see this happen, see happen this week, was we can see as we've come up to this resistance, 180, 158, 500, started to form. It's hit it a few times, and then this week, what I actually wanted to see this week was a rally up above last week's highs, which we got on Monday. It didn't. You can see it went up to as far as 159, 500. So our entry price is 159, 600. I wanted price to take out last week's high, just slightly above it, 159, 600. The pending order didn't trigger. But if you look at the TRFX indicator, okay. On Monday, we had the initial rally up into the area where we're looking to sell, and then we got the sell signal on the 4-hour chart, and huge push down after that. It actually dropped nearly 300 pips. Okay, so that was a manual trade. The pending order didn't trigger. Sometimes it happens, but the manual one did. And again, when you are using the TRFX indicator with the service, with the setups, you can simply set alerts and alarms on the TradingView platform. So that was it. Basically, trading resistance, waiting for price to pop up above the previous week's highs. It did do that, but it just didn't hit our pending order price, but we got the manual trigger. So nice setup. Next trade on the list was trade of the week, second trade of the week. The biggest trade of the week was the British pound yen and euro kiwi. Again, if you look at TradingView, I've posted an idea on this here. You can head over and read that. I posted it on the 15th, and it is going exactly how I've said in that long-term post. We got to move up into the area. Then we've got the sell signals. So let's look at this. Just hide the indicator. Boom, boom, boom. Start off in the monthly charts. The reasons I was looking to sell this week. Sorry. Basically, we're heading towards this resistance here. And on the monthly, we still have this monthly resistance here. That could still be, the market could still drop under this next week and close under it, and then we could get a drop down. We will see. If you want to get a written version of my analysis on this pair, you can read this post on TradingView, but you have to be following me. Okay, so weekly charts. We're at that now. You've seen the market bounce to those highs, previous highs. We've got this weekly area here was what we were looking at this week. Okay, the resistance here, you had this rally, drop, pause, swing high, then new swing low. Okay, so I was looking this weekly supply sell zone and waiting for the market to pop in there. If we zoom in the daily charts, what I wanted to see happen this week, again, similar story to most things, is I wanted to get a pop above last week's highs and into this zone. The entry price for this was 184.5, and as you can see, Monday we got the pop above the previous week's highs into the sell zone and hit our trigger 184.5, and plummeted. I think it dropped nearly 300 pips. We got 250 of it. Okay, because it popped up again yesterday. Dropped 300 pips for this. The best thing about it, again, the Trade Manager EA automated this whole service for us. Or sorry, yeah, all the trades for us. If we look at the TRFX King indicator, see the sell signal daily was a bit late. If we look at the 4-hour, again, right at the top of the move, if you want to be a bit more cautious instead of doing the pending orders and wait for the signal. Again, as we're approaching the sell zone, we are getting the period of distribution, the sideways movement, price action. Every time it's popping a new high, approaching the zone, slowing down, momentum slowing down. Let me get the wee tool here. Blah, blah, blah. We had the up above this resistance, then pops a new high, sell off, pops a new high, sell off, then pops a new high this week, and then the huge sell off. Okay, the last pop was in directly into the sell zone, approaching this resistance at 184, I think 800, and yeah, so great trade, and it actually looks like forming a bit of redistribution or whatever you want to call it, a flag pattern, but the market cycle of redistribution, which is okay, after a drop in price, sideways movement, we could see the drop, rally, maybe one more fake out to the above these highs, and then the sell off. That's what we could see happening on this next. So that is a Euro Kiwi, great trade, second trade of the week. Excellent stuff. Next one is again Euro Swiss franc. Okay, I did post an idea on this trading view again this week, waiting for the move under 95. That was after analyzing what was going on in the markets this week. Last week when I was actually analyzing this, I just wanted to see the reason for this trade was last month's low. Okay, 2 weeks ago I was wanted to see another drop down to test this area, and I wanted to get in early. And I had the order at 95,600. It hasn't. Okay, it's still sitting at entry price. Didn't really move much this week. These pairs don't. So I could see, if you head over and read my analysis on TradingView, we could see one final push down under 95 before heading to the upside on that. Next one is trade of the week. One that made the most pips, British pound. JPY. Head over to the monthly. This pair has been on a huge upward move. We have now entered a key monthly supply sell zone. We have a bit of resistance just above it there, and then we have a higher up level up here, higher sell zone up here. And longer term, it's looking like we could be heading down towards 171. Monthly charts basically looking to sell inside this zone. We zoom into the weekly. Selling off again today. Across here. Okay, basically the reason for this trade this week, similar story, waiting for a pop above last week's high. We had already entered the sell zone. This is last week. We had this huge rally up. we've entered the sell zone. Market starts to move sideways. Period of distribution, if we look at the lower time frames, period of distribution inside this area. If we look at the 4-hour chart, we had seen this sell off last Friday. What I wanted to see was a push up again and just go above last week's high and then sell off, which has happened. That was the expectation. Wait for the rally back up towards last week's levels, 186,500. We got the trigger and it fell over 300 pips from there. So excellent position. Likely path for this next is could expect some support here at 183, and then we have support here at 180. We will see how price reacts here, but we could see this occurring slightly on the daily charts. We have this low here has already been tested, so this could be coming down. We will see. I'll have to reanalyze this over the weekend when the markets are closed. That's when I really do my analysis for the next week. We could see this kind of price action here, or we will see. But it is looking at these higher time frames, it is looking like we're about to get a correction. The reason being is we've had this huge rally here. We've had the sell off. Then this second rally here hasn't really produced much. It's rallied up into the sell zone and then it started to sell off. So price hasn't been able to push up too much from here. So this looking like we will sell off from here. We will see. So that is the British pound, Japanese yen. The next one I want to look at was a manual one, the British pound kiwi. I had got stopped out 2 weeks in a row on this, and this week was third time lucky, but a manual trigger with the TRFX indicator. So we have this monthly area here with this resistance there, and then another resistance up here. The resistance is the high, and then we'll also put it at the close. But what we can see here before, we've had a huge sell off from here before on the monthly charts, here before, and as we came into this area again, I've expected the same type of price action, the same type of sell off. Remember, my weekly signals last anywhere from 1 to 4 trading days, and everything is closed at the end of the trading week. So when you get reactions at these higher time frame levels, they usually react for anywhere for a few days, and they react well. Whereas if you were looking on a lower time frame, you might get a reaction on a 1 hour support or resistance and might only go 10 pips. Whereas if you're getting a reaction on a stronger higher time frame, which levels are stronger, you're going to get bigger reactions. It's going to drop like 100, 150 pips very, very easily and very, very quickly. That's why I like to look at the higher time frame charts, and I like to use my break even targets around 80 to 100 pips. That's all set in with my trading manager robot, and it automates the break even for me. So when we do get the reactions, it is highly likely at these levels we're able to get to break even pretty quickly and on a regular basis. So that was the monthly charts. If we zoom into the weekly, we had just popped above this resistance here, which was the monthly close. And what I was really wanting to see happen was, because I got stopped out twice previously, I wanted to see a new high, but I wanted to see it go above 116. I think I had it 116,300 for the pending order. sometimes this can't do it. We got up to 115,900 and then sold off nearly 400 pips, I think. But if we look at the TRFX indicator, we'll turn it on. See right at the top of the move on Monday, we got the sell signals after this rally, which allowed us to get into this position manually. So again, to access the TRFX indicator, there will be a link in the description area. To access it, if you are using the service, you can set reminders on TradingView for when to get signals at certain trading levels. I do recommend setting the alerts about 30 or 40 pips below the entry price on the signal sheet, and then you'll be able to get the setups. And the good thing about TradingView is that you can have them directly sent to your phone as pop-up messages, so you'll never miss a beat. Next one is Kiwi Swiss franc. Again, another one that I've posted on TradingView, and I'm still entering this trade every week, and we are at a key area. If we look at the monthly charts, all we could really mark this week was the low and the previous all-time low. If we look at the weekly, we actually printed a new low this week. My entry price on this was 52,100. So I was just waiting. I just wanted it to come down to last week's low and enter this again, because this will be a very, very good trade after creating the new lows, all-time new low this week again on Monday. We've had the huge rally up. If we look at the 4-hour chart, price action starting to get a bit telling. If you go through my introduction to the price action course, you will see that this pattern is what I talk about in the market cycles after a huge drop in price before a reversal happens. We have the sideways movement in the markets. We have the down leg. Okay, so market starts grinding to a halt. So if you're going towards a traffic light, it's going green, turns amber, and slowly you're pushing on the brake till you come to a halt, and then traffic light goes and you go up the other direction. So you could use that analogy. But as we see, the market we've had a move down under the all-time low, slowly grinding, starts to move sideways, higher up, creates the all-time new low, comes back up, pops out of the area of accumulation, moves back down. And what we're seeing now in the 4-hour chart here is after this push up to the top, we are farming support here. The prices failed multiple times to go back under here. You could be calling this a rounded bottom if you want to look at chart patterns. I don't really look at chart patterns. I look at market cycles and higher time frame levels. That's momentum. I don't really pay any attention to candlestick patterns, chart patterns. It's basically volume, cycles, and that's it. Support and resistance, supply and demand. Just basically areas on the higher time frame charts where there's been large selling or large buying before, zooming in to the lower time frames and looking for what price action is actually telling me. Is it slowing down? Are we moving sideways? Are we going into these periods of accumulation or distribution after a drop in price or after a rally in price? And you can see, when you understand, you study this kind of stuff and you get rid of all the hogwash like chart patterns, candlestick patterns, and just focus on this type of stuff. Make your chart reading as simple as possible. Your trading will get a lot better. So, as the old saying goes, KISS, keep it simple, stupid. So I do expect this to start to rally up. And I will be entering. There's a free trade for you next week. I will be entering this trade again next week, probably at the price it is now. So last but not least, another trading view idea that I've posted, and that is Swiss franc, Japanese yen. Start off on the monthly. Again, we don't really have a reference point for this to the upside. All we can really do is mark areas where we're likely target. This is the previous monthly high that was taken out. And so when the market retraces, most likely target will be down here. And we are getting the signals to retrace. And then we have this monthly area here. And another monthly area here. Basically, this is an area because an area of interest. We've had the huge rally up. We've had the swing high, this down to the swing low. This swing low come all the way up, did pop a new high, then the market paused just above the new high, swings down again, and then rallies off again to the upside. So longer term, this is likely going to be an area where the market may drop to. And for longer term buyers, if they are looking to push this well up higher, this would be an area of interest where they'd probably look to accumulate into more buying positions. So look at the weekly. Now this pair has been grinding up for nearly 24 straight trading weeks, and it has popped a new high, I think, for 24 weeks in a row. What I'm looking at, but what we can kind of see here in the weekly charts, that it's starting to slow down, especially after we've popped up to this. We've had this swing low here, and we've had this swing high. These new swing highs don't really last that long. You could call this a 3 push pattern, whatever you want to call it. Okay, the 1 push, 2 push, 3 push, then sell off. Again, what I'm reading here. Oh, my seat just dropped down. What I'm reading here is just slowing of momentum. What I wanted to see happen this week. Again, we had the sell off last Friday, and you can see us a lot better in the lower time frames. Daily chart. We've had this swing high. This with a 3 push pattern, wedge pattern, whatever you want to call it. But the market is momentum is starting to slow down. Every time we pop a new high, we get a sell-off. What's interesting now is you can see all these other times the market has popped up to a new high. We've got what I wanted to see happen this week. Was we had this sell-off last Friday. What I wanted to see to get back in this position last week was a move back up to 166, and I could have put my entry price a little bit higher, but I wanted in at 166 because I just was thinking the market would pop up to a new high and then sell off, which has happened. And looking at this, it all depends if this area holds. The market is looking like it's forming a bit of support here. This second bounce is interesting to me. We've had this good bounce here, drops down, first good bounce. This bounce did pop a new high, but there was no significant. I nearly got that out. Follow through to the upside, and we got the sell off. Then this bounce here, this second bounce, hasn't really give any upside potential. So it does look like buyers are starting to fade out here. A clean break of 164.500 is what I suspect may happen next. And if we are trading this, what I would wait for would be a break of this down towards this and the rally back up towards 164.500, and that would be the area to get in. You could use the TRFX indicator for that. If we look at the signal this week on it, we can see, boom, right where I had my pending order, we got the sell signal after the move back up. Just above last week's high, we got the sell signal. Okay, so excellent stuff. Excellent trading week. 680 pips in the bank for our weekly swing trade clients. Excellent stuff. If you want to get access to the service, there will be a link in the description area or in the comments section of the video. If you want to get access to the TRFX indicator, there also will be a link. And yeah, so great stuff. Hope you enjoyed the video. Comment and like below, and I shall see you on the next video. Will over at Pips and Gains.